I think YouTube cut some sort of traffic. It's weird, but like we used to get like 50 viewers, and then past two streams we were getting like 10. I think it's something with YouTube algorithm. It's just weird. Maybe it's weekend. I'm not sure. Hope it's not something that I didn't like connect properly. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is actually. So, hi everyone, welcome to another live stream hosted by yours truly, Virtual Bacon. So, as usual, I try to go live every day right around this time at 7 p.m. UTC. So, just to go over the market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin dominance, so that I know what's happening for myself and also for you guys, so that we were on the same page. And we're not getting wrecked, whether we're positioned in altcoins or not. Depends on Bitcoin, right? So that's why we always watch it every day. And then some altcoins that I'm currently watching and buying. Of course, we have covered those already for the past week, but we'll give more updates on those. Specifically, a lot in the layer one narrative, layer one networks, and a few DeFi plays. So look out for those. Yeah, so that's about it. And so we're live right now on YouTube, Twitter, and our Discord. I think we've seen a couple people come in already, so let's just go ahead and get started. Let me bring up the first banner and share screen, and we'll kick it off. So first off, we'll go with Bitcoin analysis as always. So let me share my screen here. Okay. So this is not Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin. So so far so good. Not really much else has happened. Nothing has happened to warrant a change of plans. So same analysis as before, right? We have seen this recent correction since probably 2 weeks ago, right? But we have been respecting the previous higher low here at 38K. So buy zone for us was between 38K and 42.5, 43 range. So far so good, right? Still around this range. So I don't personally need more exposure in Bitcoin. So that's why, yes, the buy zone is there, but I'm not like buying more there because I have enough exposure. But I am watching the 38K level very closely for Bitcoin because I'm buying more altcoins. So if Bitcoin breaks below and closes below 38K, it's going to be pretty iffy for altcoins. So in that case, it warrants me to act on my altcoin positions, even though it's a move in Bitcoin. But yeah, so far so good. And just to check on the EMAs. So the 200 daily EMA. Bring it up right here. Right, currently sits at right at 41K, 41.9K, right? So right at the top of the zone, makes sense, fits our level as well. So far so good. Nothing to warrant a huge confidence boost just yet to increase our position, but also nothing to worry about just yet because we're still way above the 38K. So yeah, that's Bitcoin. Then we have Ethereum. Again, still just the same thing, right? 3 tests of this, actually not 3 tests, but 3 long-term tests, right? But there were 3 tests of this 2.9K level as resistance, twice the support here. So now we're right around 2.9K. That's the first point that I would start to consider a buy zone. Again, I don't have a stop loss on ETH by itself. I think anything around and below 2.9K is decent entry with this analysis. But the key here to watch for downside is Bitcoin at 38K, if it stays above that or not. So if Bitcoin closes below 38K and it starts to look like it is in a downtrend, then ETH will start to look iffy. So that's same analysis for ETH. Then next up, we have Bitcoin dominance, BTC.D. Right. So this is starting to look a little bit more interesting. I like this. So first off, long term, right? Bitcoin dominance is still in very clear downtrend. We don't have to reiterate this over and over again, right? Ever since beginning of this year, we had a 5 months downtrend on Bitcoin dominance, where it's 5 months out season, then about 2 months of correction, actually about 3 months of correction, then break down again into a long-term continued out season. So far so good. In the long term, Bitcoin dominance is still trending down. So the long-term growth for altcoin is still there. And that's why I'm not, even for short-term plays, I'm not. I have a bullish bias because of the long-term outlook. And that's why if there is a pullback in Bitcoin dominance, then I'll just be treating that as buying the dip opportunities for altcoin instead of any sort of major reversal signal. So looking a little bit at the short term, right? This is starting to play out kind of in one of the scenarios we were watching. So this neckline here at 42.5%, right? Which would make a potential head and shoulders, right? And we are pretty much seeing that playing out now. Inverse head and shoulders, sorry. So once this has played out, right, especially if this third, right shoulder here can break above 42.5, in which case we would be able to expect a larger pullback on Bitcoin dominance and larger pullback in altcoins. Hasn't played out just yet, but it is looking more likely than the past week, right? Because this right shoulder here is starting to curve up. So yeah, watch out for that. If this happens, then very likely we can expect around 45% for Bitcoin dominance as the next target. But even then, I won't be treating this as a reversal and like selling my altcoins. Instead, this is just a buying opportunity. That's how I'm treating it because of the long-term trend of Bitcoin dominance is still down, right? So we're still in the long-term out season. Having said that, right, this short-term range around 45%, I think it's pretty key to watch. If we can even break above 45% for Bitcoin dominance, then I'll probably start to reconsider a little bit. Same with any trade, you always want to have not 100% conviction that like this is for sure going to happen, because that's never true, right? Instead, you always have to consider, okay, at which point will you admit that you were wrong and either cut losses or jump on the other side of the trade. That's trading. That instead of if whoever says, okay, they're always right, that's fortune telling. That doesn't exist. So yeah. In my case, a bounce back to 45% for Bitcoin dominance, nothing to worry about. I would still be buying the dips on altcoin then. But if we close above 45, I'd probably reconsider a little bit. Because if you look at that long term, right? Even like much more long term, a weekly chart, right? You don't want to see this as a potential double bottom here, right? So on the weekly chart, let me just kind of erase all of this, maybe, right? On the weekly time frame, if we are to potentially see a major reversal in Bitcoin dominance, right, then that would need to be these two levels to watch, right? So bottom here, right? Clearly you see tested twice already. So in order for a double bottom pattern to occur, this second rally has to come back up to retest the neckline and break above it, something like this, right? So truly, right, very long-term Bitcoin dominance reversal will only be confirmed if we break above, let's say 47.5. But at some point, you still have to already start to kind of de-risk a bit. So that's why, in my eyes, can I bring back the charts? Here we go. Even a reversal back above 45% range here is going to look kind of strange already. So look out for that. But so far, we are not there yet. We are very far from it. So trend is still down. So I'm still treating any pullbacks in Bitcoin dominance as buying opportunity for altcoins. So yeah, that's that. Moving on to the altcoins we were watching. So altcoin plays. Just going through the layer 1 protocols again, very quickly, right? First one was AVAX. So you guys can see, right? Previous all-time high retest at $55. So far, so good, right? Rally is still likely to continue. Obviously, any more tests around 55, I'll probably add to it, but so far, so good. And then this applies to a very big list of other layer 1 protocols we're watching. So AVAX, Luna, Algorand, Elrond, Near, Phantom, Cosmos. That's it, I think. And that's where we cut the list. So aside from those, let me just show you a couple more examples, right? Luna, for example, USDT on Binance, right? Previous all-time high right around $24. As you can see, the first and second retest, right, of this previous all-time high breakout were really good opportunities to buy in, right? So still have this range as target. If we come back down here again, I'll probably get more. Same thing as Algorand, right around $1.70. It's still around this buy zone right now. Cosmos or Atom. Same thing, right around $30 is the previous all-time high. You get the idea. So these ones all have a fresh breakout above the previous all-time high. So the risk to reward right now for entering at the breakout retests of the previous all-time high is a good entry. Yes, it has rallied already a lot from the bottoms, but because it just broke above its previous all-time high, right? Your downside is not all the way down here. It's very close to the previous all-time high because for every trade, you have a stop loss and a take profit, right? So just because something has gone up a lot doesn't mean it's a bad entry, right? Because you can say the same for every single coin ever, right? Most coins have rallied 100x in the top rankings. So by that definition, there's no coin that you can buy that's still cheap, right? So that's why the whole concept of, like buying things that are cheap and expensive, that's a misnomer. That's a bit misleading. It's not cheap or expensive. It's what's your potential upside and downside, right? When you're buying something like Cosmos, you wouldn't look at the downside as $1 as the, like a all-time low we made in March, because that's not going to happen. You're not going to wait that long. So your downside is not there. Your downside is quite the contrary, right? In this breakout retest trade, somewhere just below the previous all-time high. So as long as your downside is limited, that's a good trade, right? So that's why lots of people say, oh, look at this, like this is bottomed out and now it's the time to buy. Like, yeah, if there's a breakout and you can clearly see that you have a potential upside already and the potential downside, sure. But just because something never goes up doesn't mean it's cheap. It probably is there for a reason, right? So so the whole concept of buy low, sell high applies to strength, right? Applies to projects that actually go up. You want to buy those when they are on dips and when they give you entry opportunities, right? You don't want to buy them on the parabolic rally. Instead, you want to buy once they have the parabolic rally and they're seeing like a 50% pullback. That's a good entry. That's a much better entry than something that when everything else is parabolic rallying, it's just kind of staying flat. Then that is cheap, but it's also shit. So there you go, right? So don't confuse buying dips for strong performers with buying cheap but useless shit, right? This completely different the concepts we were talking about. So yeah, so that's why buy cheap is not a good thing to keep in your mind. Instead, it should be buying dips in strength, right? Whatever is strong and performing well, you want to buy them on dips. But the baseline is it has to be a strong performer. It has to, you have to expect it to go up. If it has never gone up, it's just bad. So there you go. A bit of rant there. But so that's why, these breakout retests of the previous all-time highs, yes, they are at all-time highs, but no, they're not bad trades because you have your downside limited here, right? Now, that's not to say they are all good trades. So some two that I have skipped are Solana and ADA because they have rallied much higher than these other ones we just mentioned, right? So here's Solana, right? You can see the previous all-time high was around $55, but it rallied like 3x above that already. So yes, this is a super strong performer. Yes, it's rallying very, 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 very quickly, and it's showing great strength. But this is somewhat like a FOMO play. It's your downside is much higher percentage-wise than the other plays we just mentioned, right? So this would be a bad example of like buying strength dips because it has rallied already too much, right? Of course, if it comes back down to, let's say, $75 range, that would be pretty decent already for Solana. But I'm not seeing the level of risk to return right now for something like Solana. That's why I've skipped it. So yeah, so that's a case of something that you can technically call pretty expensive, right? Another good example is ADA, right? So okay, around $2 is okay. This is more decent than Solana, right? Because we do have this previous high here at around $2.20, $2.30, right? But still, this was just one peak. Ideally, right, I would like to pick it up right around these peaks at 3 tests here, 1 test here. So that's like something like $1.50. That would be more convincing, and your downside will be much more limited. So yeah, that's why. But still, this is still a better pick than Solana right now, risk to reward wise, for what your stop loss could be placed at. So yeah, that's the layer 1 place. Yeah. Next up, let's move into some. Actually, there is one other layer 1 play that I'm watching, which is Polkadot. So, as you guys know, we have been playing Kusama a lot over the month of September, right? With 3 of these higher lows, and that has played out really well. But as September is drawing to an end, and as the KSM crowd loans are coming to an end, at least the second batch, the month of October and November, right, we might be able to speculate Polkadot crowd loans and Polkadot parachain auctions starting. So that will have similar, if not stronger, effect for price of DOT. So currently, DOT is still not at all-time high, right? The ecosystem seen huge rally last summer, excuse me, but since then it has just like been tons of people have been ignoring it. So I'd say the time for DOT is almost there, right? Now looking at the technicals, there is a bit of a downward pressure here because first off, we have had these 3 tests of resistance here. There's about a range test of another resistance here, and then 1, 2, 3 tests, right, of this level as support, right around $26.5, $27, right? And on top of that, right, we're seeing a bit of a head and shoulders forming right here. So along with that, the neckline here matches quite well, right around $27 with the horizontal level that we're drawing here. So that's why I'm not picking up DOT just yet, because looking at the technicals, we could see a bit of a breakdown here for DOT. So especially if this level gives and we see a confirmed breakdown below the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern, then we can probably, this is sort of a meme, but people tend to target something like the height of the head, right, as a target for a breakdown from a, head and shoulders. So let's draw that. So if you move this to like something like right there, probably not logarithmic, but yeah, okay, still the same. So yeah, if we get something like the height of the head here as a breakdown target, then we're looking at something like $16, right? And putting that on daily chart and trying to find horizontal levels around that. So we have right around there, these three tests of resistance here, a little bit of test as support. This isn't as strong as this major range here, but nonetheless, it's right about the same. So the resistance here, if you extend that to the left here, that's pretty much as the support here, as this previous trading range. So I'd say something like $18 to $16, right, as a target. Now, this might not happen, right? We still need to wait for confirmation of this inverse head and shoulders to play out, right? For it to break down below $27, ideally $26, and see a retest. By that point, I'd be targeting right around $18, right? So that's not to say, okay, DOT is like just bad. Okay, it's going to crash. No, it's just technicals, right? Looking at the price chart, looking at what is on, the current price pattern. So, but fundamentally speaking, I think the time for DOT, for Polkadot ecosystem, for the DOT coin is almost there. Almost. It's not quite there like today. It probably will be there within a month, where the major hype starts for DOT. Because the catalyst is very clear. It's the long-awaited Polkadot crowd loans and Polkadot parachain auctions, which the first project to go on there will be Akala, and their parachain auction waitlist is already on. So I'd give it maybe a month before this narrative will really start to play out, and some sort of schedule comes out for when the DOT auctions will be live. But yeah, so I'm watching. I have added DOT to my watch list already. I'm not entering just yet because of this pattern and because of the fact that the schedule isn't confirmed yet. But this is one narrative that will be very hot, let's say end of the year. So give it a month and give it a bit more sort of capitulation for short-term traders, and then I'll start to accumulate DOT. And I'll let you guys know. Not yet, but if we start to see this breakdown happen, right, and we start to kind of come down to $20 range, I think it'll be really good at levels to enter. So yeah, that's for DOT. Yeah, fundamentals combined with technicals usually make good trades. So fundamentals here is the crowd loans, the parachain auctions. Technicals here is the inverse head and shoulders pattern here with a potential breakdown for target below right around $18. So these two combined give us a really good setup, but hasn't played out yet. So I'll let you guys know later. Okay, so that's that. Then let's move on to some DeFi coins that I'm watching. And let's not confuse it too much. Let me just call this narrative DeFi gems. So we'll probably have to use CoinGecko for this. Okay. So as you guys see in the title, right? A couple top ones that I have been accumulating for the past week, and I made TikTok videos about. So Synapse is the leading bridge protocol. So as this many layer one chains are popping up and there are new opportunities, new coins, new farms on there, we need good bridges to get assets on those chains. And especially for Arbitrum and Optimism, they have really shitty layer native chains. Native bridges. So that's why Synapse has been, a lot of people's bets for a leading bridge protocol. And you see, after the recent hype, it has died down quite a bit. Okay, doesn't want to show me the full chart. No worries. Let's look at it on CoinGecko. Here we go. So Synapse. Here. So currently it peaked at, I think, like almost $3. And now it's down to $1.40. So I think this is really a very, very good buy range, in my opinion. So I've been buying yesterday. I've been buying the day before. I'll buy more today. So if you look at price chart, first off, very good dip, but still respecting the previous range, right? Let's look at maybe 30-day here. Come on, 14 here. So the previous range here, right, from $1.70 to $1.30, right? It's within this consolidation range. So this is typically a really good buy target. And because you have a stop loss right around $1.29, $1.30, but I wouldn't have a too strict stop loss for this because it's quite low cap. But on top of that, right, the current valuation, right, at $1.40 times supply right now, that's 6.8 million. That's around 7 for like just below 10 million market cap. So very low market cap still. And last but not least, right, if you've been following what's happening on Twitter for this project and who's in this project right now, if you look up Synapse, let me close my DMs here. Synapse, Syn 3AC. So one of the biggest whales in the crypto space is 3 Arrows Capital. You guys probably have heard of the name already. So over the past 4 days, they bought $2 million worth of Synapse Syn. And here are the 3 transactions, right? They bought. This is the beauty of crypto. It's all on chain. And let me actually adjust this. So 3AC by Syn. So let's look at these transactions, right? What were their buy zones, right? First transaction here. Etherscan, come on. So they bought. They spent first transaction $600,000, right, to buy 300,000 Synapse. So that's how much? $2, right? First transaction, $600,000 worth. Second transaction, $900,000 for 500,000 Synapse. So that's around $1.8 entry. And then third transaction here, this is the big one. So this here was 1.6 mil of money they spent to buy 1.4 mil of Synapse. So that's around $1.2 entry, right? So if you average all 3 of those out, that's like 800 plus 600, right? So 1.4 plus 1.6, 3 mil for a total of 1.4 plus 300K plus 500K, right? So that's 351422, right? So yeah, so $3 million they spent for 2.2 million Synapse. So that's like 1.4, right? Yeah, just below $1.4 average entry of theirs. So keep that in mind, right? So this is 3AC, a huge whale in the crypto space. Their average entry in signups was just around $1.4. And what's the current price? 1.43. So like, I mean, a huge sign that this range is a good range to as an entry. Yeah, like the 3 past transaction here, like huge sign for yeah, plain and simple, really. Like you want to bet with the smart money. You want to bet with the money that typically don't make losing bets, right? So yeah, so that's signups. That's pretty major reason why I've bought quite a bit, and I'll probably buy more over the next couple of days. So that's that. 3AC buys Sin, and then another good one that have already rallied. We can cover this. Is Joel. So this, luckily, right? If you guys have been following my calls and these streams that we've been doing, so Joe is the leading DEX and the clear winner in the AVAX ecosystem. In fact, it's the fastest moving coin across the entire AVAX ecosystem with these kind of market cap. Again, Three Arrows and all of these like big funds, they bought in quite a while ago, right around $2. So we've been covering this since around $2, and then when it dipped to around $3, right, over the past week, we said this was a great buying opportunity, and now it's rallied back up to around all-time high again, right, $4.20, expecting more good things for this, right? You see last week it was around $3.06, the previous dip, respected the last dip, right? So clear uptrend here, higher highs and higher lows. So far so good, right? 1 higher low, 2 higher low, higher low, higher low. So really healthy pattern here. I continue to hold Joel, and I continue to farm it actually on Joel's own farm, and then I use Beefy to compound it. So that's that. And then what else? Another one that we were watching and I actually bought more of is Spell. So let me bring that up. So Spell is the multi-chain and multi-collateral kind of equivalent of MakerDAO. And with this kind of multi-chain future narrative that we're seeing play out, DAI is really lagging behind because DAI is not on any chains except for ETH, and they're just starting to be on Arbitrum. So they're very, very discriminatory for which chains they move to, and they're very slow. So this is the space that Abracadabra and Spell is really taking advantage of, and currently sits at 200 million market cap versus Maker is 2.2 billion, right? Huge upside in comparison there. And not only do they support multiple chains, they also support multiple types of collaterals. So not just like your ETH and the very top coins, but also they support like Yearn vaults. So the collateral itself can earn interest, and they support like the native assets of the other chains like AVAX, Phantom, Spell. They support themselves, Ohm. Yeah, just the top coins that people really want to put in as collateral. So they let the market decide, which is what I really like. So so far, right, we've seen a bit of a sideways consolidation here, right? It still respects the previous dips here, right, at 0.2 cents and 0.28 cents, right? So the 3 dips that we've had at 0.32, 0.33, and now 0.34, right? All good entries. And I have been accumulating more Spell here, right around this zone, around 0.3, 0.35 range. So yeah, So that's Spell. Not much more to say. I think there's way more potential for this. So yeah, buying Spell. What else do I have in my portfolio right now? Joel, Spell, Sin. These are my biggest holdings right now. I've caught a little bit of ICE because ICE is also in the same range of it's the same team as Spell. It's DeFi yield aggregators for multi-chains and supports UniV3. It's a narrative that's not super trendy yet. I think it will be in a few weeks. But I still have ICE, but I've shifted more ICE into Spell because this is a narrative that's popping off right now, as well as Sin, right? So Synapse. What else is there that I'm looking to buy? One new project, right? That's really exciting, and I'm super just dying to get into is TempleDAO. I still don't know how you can become a early supporter, like fire ritual supporter. I talked about this yesterday on TikTok. This is a let me change the banner here. TempleDAO. So if I were to summarize this with one line, it's a combination of Yearn Finance and Olympus DAO, right? So what does that mean, right? So Olympus, most people have heard of it at this point, even if you don't know what it does. So Olympus is this decentralized, reserve currency, is what they brand themselves, where the true innovation there is they have a treasury that's governed by the protocol, and they sell the OM token at a discount. So, and people can put in stablecoin or liquidity for into the DAO's treasury, and then the protocol itself uses that to do all kinds of stuff. And then with all of these, with the growth of the treasury, they distribute more OM to everyone that's staked, and they do this through rebalancing, right? Basically, you can think of it not rebalancing, rebasing. You can think of it as, okay, the protocol itself is able to generate revenue in terms of DAI and in terms of liquidity that people are putting in. And it's all locked up. Nobody has access to that. And then only the protocol decides what to do with it. And then in turn, right, everyone that's staked OM gets income based on how much more revenue that protocol has generated. So there is only one way that OM really generates revenue, which is this bond sales, right? But the core innovation there is the distribution of the revenue to everyone in the protocol that's staking OM. So that's the core innovation there. Now with TempleDAO, right, they are taking this revenue distribution innovation, right? And then what they're doing is, where does the revenue come from, right? They don't just take bond sales to generate revenue like Olympus. Instead, they have more complex strategies, like, for example, Yearn Vaults, right? So what does Yearn Vaults do? It lets people deposit stable coins and then goes on stuff like Curve, Convex, and other farms to provide liquidity with the stable coins that people put in, and then try to find the best strategy, automate it, and then distribute all of that to everyone that's put in the stable coins. This is what Yearn Finance does at a high level, but for all kinds of farms and yield generating DeFi products. However, for that, right, you still have to make your pick as to when you go on Yearn Finance, okay, which pool do you go in? You see the TVL list, you see the APRs, and then you know what asset you have, whether it's stablecoins, ETH, wrapped Bitcoin, some liquidity pool, right? You put it in those individual ones, and then you have to harvest, right? So it's automated a little bit, but not entirely automated, right? Because you still have to shift in and out of pools whenever you want to be in the stablecoin pool or the ETH pool or the BTC pool, right? Or when there's a new pool popping up, you have to move on to that very quickly. What Tempo DAO is trying to do is that they want to abstract away all of that. So you go into the protocol, you have like three, let's say, risk profiles that you want to put in: low risk, medium risk, high risk, right? What is the low risk one? It'll be you put in stable coins, you always keeping that principal in stable coins, and then the protocol itself, whenever there is a new farm popping up that's a stablecoin pool, they just deploy your money there. The top one. You don't need to shift by yourself. You just need to say, okay, I want low risk yield, and that's it. And then all the yield will be distributed to everyone that's staking Tempo in the form of rebases. That's at least how I understand it, right? And then on top of that, right, once you have that, you have I'm sure I can bring up like a couple graphics here that'll be more helpful. But I think there's a bit of a what's a risk graphic there. Come on. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't find it. Okay. Something that they really need to work on is their explainers. But let's say, okay, I'll try to find it as we speak. But so let's say you have low risk, medium risk, high risk, right? So the low risk one would just be, okay, you deposit stablecoins, they find the best yield automatically for you. You don't need to shift in between pools. Medium risk will be, okay, maybe I'm in Bitcoin, and then I'm able to keep Bitcoin and Ethereum. I want my principal, at least in Bitcoin and Ethereum's term, to stay the same, right? I'm able to stomach the fluctuations in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I don't want more risk than that. So you pick then the medium risk pool, and then the APR there on average will be higher than the stablecoin pool, right? Because you have more opportunities. So now the protocol will say, okay, everyone that's picked this option and staked their liquidity, we will find the best yields for you in strategies with Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? We guarantee you that we will return your amounts in Bitcoin or Ethereum, but we cannot guarantee you dollar-wise if Bitcoin or Ethereum will fluctuate. However, you do have more yield than the low-risk one, right? And then on top of that, if you pick super degen high risk, then the protocol will say, okay, we can give you on average, let's say 1,000% APY, but your principal might lose 50% in value. So this is super degen. Only pick this if you know what you're doing. And still in that case, you still don't need to shift your strategies. We will take your, let's say, stable coins, and then we will try to find the best yield for you. But you should be able to stomach your stablecoin like principal going down, let's say 50% a month, and some months it'll be up 3x. So that's the kind of three like risk tiers that they like are presenting to people. But this is a better product and more user-friendly product than something like Yearn, because you don't need to pick the individual pools, right? You just tell the protocol what your risk tolerance is, and then everyone kind of goes into one tranche of risk, and the protocol itself chooses the best risk, best pools, best strategies in that risk tranche, and then it distributes all of the earnings to everyone that's staked within that tranche. And this distribution mechanism is similar to Ohm and Olympus DAO. So this is the combination that is the kind of innovative part for Tempo DAO. And let me see if I can find the ritual. Can I find it? Come on, I can't find it. But you get what I mean. I hope that has been clear. I'll try to find the example here. It's probably on Google Images. But yeah, so this project hasn't launched yet, their token. Right now, you still need to... they're only letting people that are like really key contributors and community members that are really dedicated to the project and actually have a contribution to the project to go in. I don't have a way to get in either, so that's why like I'm part of the reason why I'm talking about it a lot is like I want to get in, but also why I want to get in and putting my brand around it is because I really believe in this, but I don't have any way in this yet. So I hope my value offer in this is like, first off, it's some exposure through my brand, and also just putting it out there, like explaining this simply on TikTok and on YouTube, like what it is and how you can participate, and as more content and stuff is released for this project, I'll start to cover it in kind of a non-biased way to let people, introduce people that actually want to learn about it. So yeah, that's Temple DAO. I think that the way they're doing it, especially the way that they're launching the project, that they're not taking any seed investments, venture capitals, private sales. They're not doing any of that. Instead, it is private sales, but it's only whitelisted individuals, and every individual has the same allocation. It's like $1,000. There's no whales, right? If you are a VC, you can participate, but you need to be an actual value-adding VC. So you better like give them a lot of exposure or explainers, or you connect them with exchanges or with the right partnerships, right? Only people that can truly provide value, right, instead of just having a brand, will be accepted in their early offerings. So this is, I think, a really good way to launch it, because all of a sudden your brand doesn't matter anymore, right? It's not just how much money you have or how big a brand you have. It's what can you do for the project? Can you make the best explainer for it? And I think I can, right? So that's why I'm talking about it. But I don't like, they don't want my money. They don't want anybody's money. Large amounts of money. Instead, they want people to contribute, which I can respect. So yeah, so that's a bit more rant on that. I hope I can find the what's it called, the graphic I can show you guys for here you go, choose your risk level. Here we go. Come on. Why is this so blurry? Oh my God. Here. So let's say, yeah, you choose your low, medium risk, right? Risk level. And then the protocol decides what to do with it, right? So the low risk will be pretty much all stablecoin farms. Medium risk, I think, will be like Bitcoin and Ethereum farms. High risk will be altcoin farms, right? High risk, high reward. So with the low risk, your principal pretty much won't fluctuate because you are putting down stablecoin. Medium risk, your principal will fluctuate a bit as Bitcoin and Ethereum fluctuate, but you probably won't lose 80%. High risk is like the altcoin farms. Sometimes the altcoin principal, holding itself will drop 50% in a month. You'll need to be able to swallow that. So yeah, so that's read through this Temple.roadmap. Go on their Twitter, check it out. And if you want to participate in this, you have to join their Discord. And then once you join their Discord, they have a huge community right now. So you first have to get yourself verified. And once you're verified, you can talk. And then you can just like explain the project to people in the community, right? You can, make memes about it to spread awareness, or you can become like, whoever they're hiring, or you can, tweet a thread about it to explain some of the concept I just talked about, or you can make a video about it, or it can help, shape their product in positive ways. Whatever you can provide value to the community, they are watching. So they are constantly, pulling people in that are useful community members. So yeah, so definitely check this out. I think this is one of those like very, very once in a 3 to 6 month period type of project that is super worth it to really dig deep in and get behind. So I'm putting myself deep in this. So expect me to talk more about this, but that's because I really believe in this. Okay, so yeah, that's about it for all the prepared content I have. Let's go into some questions, and starting off with Discord questions. Let's see. So, Creepo asks, explain Polkadot to those verified and unverified, and also I'll pray for those unverified in the meantime. Yeah. This is a verify and unverified is a meme. It's actually super easy to be verified. Let me just drop that out there. Like, you don't need some complex stuff. It's just a very simple way of how you get verified in the Discord. Just got a Google alert that you live. Nice. Okay. For signups, any concern about people dumping after airdrop? No, not really. They don't have an airdrop as far as I know. It's a pretty old project. It's they rebranded from Nerve. That's their older token was called NRV. I don't think there's an airdrop, unless I'm mistaken. If you have more info. Is there any views on Rose and One? Both good projects, but they're kind of lagging in terms of networks. So we are in an alt season, so it's good. Be a positive influence to the community, and you'll get far richer. Yeah, pretty much. They have really good marketing, very organic, community-focused marketing, very similar to how Ohm got started. So good on that as well. Can you cover KSM? We just did. KSM, I mean, it's the month of September was the main period, right? I'm more keen on like moving on from KSM to DOT now, I think. I don't think it's time for DOT yet, but yeah. We did cover this about halfway into the stream, so check back. Anything more on the Bacon Farm switch? Yeah, so it will go live today. That's all I can tell you. Or it can go live today, but we still need to work out some, like, when do we want it to go live? And we want to also reimburse everyone for like high gas fees for them to unstake. So ideally, we don't want it to be like a too crowded time. Do you really recommend staking Spell for SPL? Yeah. I mean, why would you not stake it? It's free gains. Octopus Network, Luke liked this a lot, so I haven't looked at it too much, but Luke likes it a lot. Do you think ETH is a good buy at the moment? Yeah, pretty much. Right around 2.9K. Good levels. Okay, so that's that. Let's check in on the stream side for questions. Let's see. DOT season in October. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know if it'll be October. It really depends on when the parachain auctions start. Moon River has already ran up a lot, so I would try to move on to the next place in that ecosystem, which I think is DOT and DOT parachains coming up. Link is kind of lagging. Link is a blue chip. It's very big. It's not going to go anywhere like bad. It's going to continue going up if assuming we're in an alt season. But Oracle's overall, it's not a top trend right now. So Link is also lagging behind in that regard. I missed them shorts. Dude, I still post shorts. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like I pretty much, I try to post every day. Thanks for daily content. No problem. Harmony has news in October. What is it? Let me know. Do you have exit plan for Lost Poets? I do. I just posted a video on it, like a short video. Check on my channel. It's exactly called price target for Lost Poets. I don't hold anything forever. That's like I'm not a saint, so here to make money. Got 4 pages. Would it be wise and de-risk to sell one given drop from 1.5 to 1.2? You do you. I already gave my like plan in a video. Check it out. Yeah. So Pox NFT drops get rewarded for hodling. Yeah, definitely. I'm targeting 3 ETH, right? I've said this on the last stream. I've said this on the video. So I don't know why you guys like would be like, if you are worried, like I'm not here to promise to you that like I'm responsible for you. I'm not responsible, right? I have my price targets. I'm responsible for myself. So if you're worried, that's something you need to consider for yourself. I can't guarantee that it's going to go to 3, right? So if you already know that what my target is and what my reasoning is, but you still need me to tell you to do whatever it is, then I'm not going to tell you that, right? You have to actually understand what my logic is and why I'm convinced. And if that logic doesn't convince you, by all means, you should do the opposite, right? The logic has to make sense to you, not me convincing you. You have to listen to my logic, not just like what I'm doing. So that's very key. That's a key distinction. So I give you what I'm doing and I give you the logic, but you shouldn't just follow what I do. You have to follow what my reason is as well. And if that reason is not convincing enough to you, or maybe you are just too overexposed in it, it's another case, right? Another potential reason for doing something that I'm not doing is if, okay, let's say I'm not too worried because I'm okay with losing it, but you put too much in of your portfolio and you are worried about losing it, then yeah, maybe it makes sense to de-risk. So that question only you can answer. I cannot answer for you. BTC making hard low right now? Yeah, pretty much. So that's why watching 38K. Do you think we'll see a dip in QNT and H bar soon? I don't know. I'm not a saint. I'm not a oracle, so I don't know. Cell frame, it's kind of a meme. Like I've seen these showed. I don't know why people show these. Like I have never heard of it. I've seen it showed once in our Discord. I've seen you show it now. It is a layer 1, but I can make a layer 1 by forking ETH today. Is it going to be big? I don't know. Like I better hear of it, of like what's actually going on in there, who's investing in it. And when I looked into this, I didn't find any investors in this. So I'm not convinced. Not at all. It sounds like a meme. How or where can you buy these gems as New Yorker? Any DEX. Like learn to use a decentralized exchange. Not enough liquidity in 1 inch for SYN. What do you mean? No? I bought like 100K worth. It's like more than enough liquidity there. I don't know how much you're buying, but I don't know what you're talking about, man. You might be buying the wrong SYN. You should go on CoinGecko and find the right coin. Don't buy just like on CoinGecko, on like, you know, on Uniswap, type in SYN and buy whatever the ticker is. You're gonna get wrecked that way. Like if you're taking these plays, you should at least know that. Like double check the token coin you're buying. You're probably buying something else with just the same ticker. So yeah, that's like DeFi 101. Dude, these shows for ADA Flex, I'm gonna block you, man. Like, just stop showing your garbage. Are you staking or farming AVAX? Yes. So I'm farming AVAX Joel because I have AVAX and Joel. So the AVAX Joel LP pool. Aave is a good DeFi blue chip, but it's kind of big. Nothing wrong with it, right? In an alt season, it's going to perform well. But I don't particularly see like it being very outstanding right now. So none, that's not saying it's bad, right? Mm, one of the big NFT gems is Citadel, Kalau, Becker, Willowed. That's not, I didn't show that, right? Someone else posted it. In fact, I can show you right now, right? Like here. These are our, this is our Discord, and we have submitted gems, right? And that was here, right? This is every submitted gem that is not a scam, not a rug pull. That I know for sure because it's on Avalanche. But this is an IDO, right? Let me full screen this. So if you don't know how to get into IDOs and you're buying IDOs after they launch, then like you're not gonna make it. Like I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, like just because we posted about this IDO doesn't mean you can just buy in the market when it launches and then like it's down and then like you blame us, right? We give you an IDO. The point is to get into the IDO if you can, but if you cannot, then don't FOMO in, right? That's like, I'm not gonna guide you through, oh yeah, like help you trade this. I'm not gonna do that. That's not how this is supposed to be played. So yeah, if you don't understand that, you probably shouldn't get into IDOs. Should I go for SYN instead? I sold 5K worth of that. Do whatever you want, man. I'm not going to give you financial advice for what you do. I told you what I do, right? I didn't hold any DOT yet. I'm waiting for an entry. I hold SYN right now, but you do whatever you want. And don't ask these questions. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Maker is a DeFi blue chip. It's good. Same as Aave. It's not really outstanding right now. So you think the market is going to dump more? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think much more. So any thoughts on Oasis Rose? Good project. They launched on CoinList. They're layer one. They haven't really followed too much of the layer one hype. So they're kind of lagging in that range, but still good, right? Fundamentally speaking. So given we're in an alt season, right? That's not a pick that I would advise against. But I don't know the specific price chart right now. So that's all I can say, right? I can't give you an entry. I can't tell you if it's good buy or bad buy right now. But I can tell you that medium to long term, given what it is, given its fundamentals, given alt season continuation, it's a good pick. Any price prediction for our market on KuCoin? I'm hoping for $10. That's the price target that I'd be like willing to start taking profits, because I think that's at least a fair valuation for what it is. Like anything below that, I think it's quite undervalued. DYDX has seen super big pump in terms of volume. DYDX, if you don't know, it's a derivative exchange. It allows you to trade leverage in a decentralized way. We talked about this narrative actually on Sunday already. Its volume is going up a lot, but I don't know. It's like everyone's talking about it. I don't know if necessarily now is the best time. I wouldn't fade it, so I wouldn't short it, but I don't have a position in it yet. Any update about Pulse Chain when testnet mainnet? I don't know. I don't work for them. I'm just as same as a retail investor, even though I put in a lot of money in it. I'm hoping 1-2 months. Still waiting. I don't know. Have you looked into Omni Chain Dex, SIF Chain, Roll One? Yes, I did cover this like last year when they did the token sale. It's one of those things that's very niche and definitely interesting. They were one of the first to say Omni Chain. So yeah, haven't looked into it recently, but it is a good project that I know. You said bridges will be the next trend. Will Matic benefit from that? Not really. Matic is not a bridge. Matic is a layer one. you need a bridge to go to Matic, right? But Matic itself already has a bridge, and they don't have a bridge problem. So it's completely different things. Matic is not a bridge. Yeah. Next launch is on BaconDAO. I don't know what you mean. We are launching farms on BSC. We're launching Enzyme Finance funds. Our mentorship is coming. We have, yeah, those are the main things that'll be coming out like very, very soon. Okay. Potential future Phantom NFT. So far, no. I don't see anything yet. Okay. Let's see. No liquidity in BSC for SIM. Maybe gotta go to ETH. Yeah, no. It's not on BSC. I don't know what you're. Yeah, it's. Why would you look on BSC? It's a. Just go. Okay, let me show you how to do it. Right. So, let me show you how to do it. So, there's this question: where's the liquidity for SIN? Right. For any coin you want. Right. You want to go to CoinGecko. First step. CoinGecko. You find the project, make sure it's the full name, Synapse, right? Full name, ticker makes sense, logo makes sense, right? You click into it, which, bear with me, CoinGecko is very slow, but it's like absolutely necessary tool. I just wish they were faster. Oh my God, this is so slow. It takes like, is this dial up? Come on. Okay. So you're on this page, you find, okay, their website. Okay, this is the right website. You go into their Twitter, you check, okay, is this the right Twitter account? It is. Like, because CoinGecko, CoinGecko checks all of these info. Like, I'm pretty sure they've never gotten these wrong. So this is pretty reliable to check it this way. So you click into the Twitter, like, oh my God, it's so slow. Please. I don't know what CoinGecko does, like on the back end, but it's so slow. It's unbelievable. And then you click into the website as well, right? Come on. Okay, so you go on, you click into Twitter, you see, okay, this is the right Twitter. So great, good check. First check mark. And then you click into the website. Good. Okay, this is what we want. It's a bridge right to Arbitrum. Great. And then you look at market cap. There's a lot of trading volume for this. Okay. You look at markets. Okay. Here you see the exchanges it's listed on. And you see the depth and the trading volume. You want to find the one with the highest trading volume and the highest like 2% slippage depth, right? In this case, it's sushi. So I don't know why you guys are looking at like BSC. Like, why would you look at this on BSC? It's not on BSC. Like, what are you doing? And also, aside from that, right, when you click into this, it's not my internet. No. It's CoinGecko. CoinGecko is just extremely slow. If I use CoinMarketCap, it'll be much faster. But if you click into this, right, when you type in just SIN on Sushi, it's the right one. But like on Uni, or on 1inch, right? If you type in SIN, it might not be the same coin. So that's very risky, and a very bad way to do it is to go directly to a DEX and try to find it. Like if you type in SIN here, see, it's not here. It's not listed. Because like it's a very common like ticker name and someone has done it or before. So you're looking at like whatever this is. So don't do that, right? Always go on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, find where it's traded, go to the market, and then click into that link directly so you get brought right to the token pair page so you don't get it wrong. Like always go that route. I do this every time I trade. Never just type into this. You will get wrecked. So yeah, very, very important. To find the best prices, find the right token, and find the highest liquidity, right? So, okay. I have my Bacon DAO NFT. What's the easy ways to know how much I have invested or how much it is worth at the moment? I can find an LP token calculator. So if you look on your wallet on Etherscan and you find the LP token, the LP token should have a price, right? And you can go on like Zerion or Zapper to connect your wallet. The LP token will also have a price very clearly. And if you don't know how to do that, and you can also go on what's it called? No, that's the easiest way. Yeah. You can also go on Uniswap directly and look at like your LP position, and it'll show you there, right? Because whatever the USDC amount, right, the worth of the LP position is double that, right? So that's it. SIM price dumping because airdrop to nerve holders coming soon because total supply to increase 140 to 150 million. I did not know this. Thanks for the feedback, Gao Deng. Wait. Your name sounds familiar. Do I know you? Okay. Let me look into that. That's a good, very good information that I didn't know. So SIN nerve airdrop. Let me look into this. I'll get back to you on this. I didn't know. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I need some time to digest this and figure out the numbers. Okay. So that's it. Thanks everyone for the questions. I think we pretty much covered everything already. What are your views on IOTA? It's very legacy. It's pretty old. Their network went down like 6 months. So yeah, not too bullish on it. Okay. That's about it for today's call. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for joining. We limited to an hour, 15 minutes. Not too bad. So went through a lot of questions. Good stuff. Thanks for the feedback. I'll look into this SIN nerve airdrop. So yeah, in the meantime, find us on Discord, discord.gg/bacon. That's our Bacon DAO. You can find all kinds of other contributors talking about stuff. And yeah, stay tuned for the YouTube and follow me on Twitter, Virtual Bacon. I post my alpha first on Twitter. And then every day we do these streams pretty much at 7 p.m. UTC. So look out for the replay of this. And then see you tomorrow at the same time. Bye-bye.